but they have stood the test of time. So big statements being made by Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar at the Raisina Dialogue.
Absolutely, Uday. Stay on with us. More breaking news coming in, where US Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has thanked Prime Minister Modi for the invitation in her keynote address at the Raisina Dialogue. She further highlighted the importance of these gatherings and has said that it gives us an opportunity to come together and engage in direct dialogue on pressing issues. Take a listen.
It's great to be back here in India, and I especially want to thank Prime Minister Modi for the invitation to come here to get together with new friends, to greet old friends here from across the Indo-Pacific region and from around the world. I leave right after our dialogue here to head back to Washington, D.C., but it's been a constructive few days where I've been engaging with our Indian counterparts, working to continue to build off of the momentum that was created by President Trump and Prime Minister Modi's joint statement issued in Washington, D.C. after their Oval Office meeting. The partnership between our two countries has been strong for decades, and under the leadership of two great leaders and true great friends, President Trump and Prime Minister Modi, and rooted in our shared values of peace and freedom, security and prosperity, I'm confident that this partnership and friendship between our two nations and our leaders will continue to grow and strengthen.
All right. So, of course, that's the big statement that we are referring to. My colleague Uday Pratap Singh still with us on the broadcast. Uday, of course, Tulsi Gabbard has now given out the keynote address. She's thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the invitation and said that such dialogues are extremely important in order to, of course, talk about the key issues.
Absolutely, Asavri. U.S. Intelligence Chief Tulsi Gabbard has, of course, held several key meetings here in India on the sidelines of the Raisina Dialogue 2025 that she was here to attend. She's met with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, also, of course, with Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and with Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. And, in fact, spoke on those meetings and a lot more in her keynote and special session here earlier today, this morning at the Raisina Dialogue, speaking, of course, about the shared vision that India and the United States have and the partnership, the key economic partnership and security partnership that is being strengthened, that she said, under President Trump's leadership. She's a key member of President Trump's team, which is why her statements, of course, will gain big resonance here in India. She has said, a lot, of course, was already outlined in that first joint statement that happened in Washington, D.C. when Prime Minister Modi had met with President Trump earlier in the year. And those are things that are being worked upon as well. She said intelligence gathering is something that we'll be looking at, looking at working together on. We'll also be looking at working on security aspects. She's also said she has great knowledge of the Indo-Pacific region personally, and she hopes for a free and fair Indo-Pacific. She's also said it's very important in the world that we live in today for peace to happen in the Indo-Pacific region. She also spoke about, the great time that she's had in India. She hailed it as a great cultural place. Also started her speech, interestingly, with Jai Shri Krishna. Also saying, of course, Asavri, that, President Trump has spoken with 72 heads of states within his first week in office. He is not an isolationist, she said. She's also spoken about how President Trump is looking at America first. Similarly, Prime Minister Modi is looking at India first. And that's a kind of shared goal of the two leaders as well. Tulsi Gabbard went ahead and also spoke about how she plans, how the Trump administration is planning to strengthen the India-US partnership in the days ahead, saying that India is a very key partner of the United States and they're going to be working towards that, of course, very, very closely. She's also said that certain statements of President Trump are often misconstrued. It is a misnomer that he is an isolationist and he's just looking at, standing alone. She said actually he wants to work with other nations and also he's standing for peace. This is also something, she said, that is being questioned by the Western media and by others, but saying standing for peace, what he has in his campaign and now continues to do so, should not, of course, it's something which is good for the world, she said. She's also saying that he's working towards bringing about peace in Russia and Ukraine. So very, pertinent and, very important message sent out by the U.S. Intelligence Chief Tulsi Gabbard right here in New Delhi at the Raisina Dialogue.
Right, absolutely. Uday, with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with us.